Welcome to the Rebel Scum Podcast, your favorite hive of scum and villainy since 2016. From rankings to odds making, we talk, debate, list, and laugh our way through everything Star Wars. Want to support the rebellion? Join us on Patreon. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss a transmission. Now, here are your hosts, Brock and James.
You always scum. Rebel Scum.
Rebel Scum Podcast. Happy Turkey Day.
Gobble, gobble, gobble.
I mean, it's not actually Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving was in October, you schmucks. We're here again with our Thanksgiving Roundtable. Is that what we call this, James?
Sure, yeah. Thanksgiving Roundtable.
I'm Brock. He's...
Round. James.
And we got special guest Heidi. Heidi, welcome back.
It's great to be here. Happy belated Life Day.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Do you have your... Sorry, Bronco.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to give you turkey. Is your turkey roasting? Pretend it's Thursday.
What are your plans for Thanksgiving, Heidi?
Oh, I don't know. Probably get like a chicken and some stuffing and just...
Okay. All right.
That's usually what I do.
Stuffing is, and this is not hyperbole, the greatest thing on earth. Stuffing is like, you can never have enough stuffing. It stuffs the bird, and then it stuffs me. And it's the circle of life. It's fantastic.
Yeah. Did you do anything for Life Day, Heidi?
Not really.
No.
I think I sang Life Day carols.
Holding an orb.
Funny enough, I was talking about the Star Wars holiday special today. I was comparing it to the Muppets Family Christmas movie, the made-for-TV, where they go to Fozzie's mom's house.
But like an actual good one?
Yeah, like the TV one. Like
it's fantastic.
Oh, you know what I'm talking about. It was like made for TV, I believe.
Yeah.
It's like the Fraggles, Sesame Street was there. Jim Henson was doing the dishes.
Yeah, but here's the problem with that special. And Heidi, I don't know if you can back me up on this, though. But when you watched on TV, it was awesome. But then when it came out on video, like a few years later, there's a scene missing. Like a whole segment is missing. On TV, somehow it's longer than the VHS copy. That's what VHS. And it really upset me. So I taped it off of TV and I never bought it. And now I don't know where that VHS tape is. And I don't know if I could. I mean, I have a VCR somewhere, but you know what I mean. Yeah. Fantastic special, Brock.
Yep. So good. So good.
Yeah.
I feel I learned most Christmas carols from that. Sorry, Heidi. Go ahead.
I was just saying, I might just remember the Swedish chef wanted to cook Big Bird.
Goobly, 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 goobly. That's a Christmas turkey. that turkey is in Muppets Christmas Carol also. That guy had a life after him.
Yeah,
that guy had a big life. Yeah, I love that. I do love that special.
So good.
Does anybody remember Crunchy Star cereal? Maybe it was a U.S. thing. I don't know.
It rings a bell, but no.
Every time a bell rings, Brock, an angel gets it.
It's Thanksgiving. It's not Christmas.
It's the kickoff to the holiday season. That's what they do. My daughter's obsessed with The Grinch, by the way, and Olaf Frozen Christmas special. I've seen it 400 million times this year. That might not be an exaggeration. Star Wars. Let's just talk about Star Wars. Okay, happy Thanksgiving to you and everybody down south. Happy Thanksgiving. Hope you're having a great
belated Canadian Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we've been waiting a month for you to say that to us. Check it off the box. We do ours in October because we like to get it out of the way. There is a reason why it's October, and it actually was to like move it away, I think, from the American one. Like, we're different. October. Anyway, Star Wars is coming out Fast and Furious, not the franchise, but it's coming out in May. We're getting our first movie in 6 years in May. The trailer hit like a year ago. You know what's going to suck, though, is by the time this drops, I'll bet you they'll drop a second one. And we'll be like, everything we talked about is moot.
Hey, more content, the better. Who knows?
Yeah, join us also for RoboScum Podcast. But yeah, so let's talk about the trailer first. This is the state of Star Wars. We're going to talk about the state of the Union address for Star Wars.
That's it.
What we think about it and all that, but it is a roundtable. But like, let's talk about where we are. Heidi, I'll start with you. The trailer for Mandalorian Grogu. What were your initial thoughts on that?
I mean, I think it looks amazing, but I just feel like there are people who just want to hate it just because it's Disney. Like,
yeah.
I mean, Star Wars isn't perfect. Disney isn't perfect. So I can understand people wanting to, if you find something wrong, then point it out. But I mean, they're not even giving it a chance.
Yeah. And it's like not even the full trailer. It's like the teaser trailer. Like, we all know this. There's going to be more.
But they want it to fail for some reason, and I don't understand why. It's like they want Disney to lose Star Wars, but where do they think it's going to go?
To Warner Brothers, who will be owned by Netflix and always straight to streaming and be garbage on top of garbage. Brock, your thoughts on the man? We've talked about it, but let's just.
I mean, I'm still enamored with the ending where it's like, nice shooting, baby. I'm like, you could just have a movie where. I mean, I don't know if that. We always forget the name of those guys.
Babu Fricilians. Azalians.
Azalians. Yeah.
See, Brock, unlike you, I prepare. I know Star Wars.
Sure.
I live and breathe Star
Wars.
Okay?
I've seen your rundowns.
There wasn't even one for today. This is a shelf of Star Wars.
Cool. You show it every week.
Do you have that? No, I'm showing you my knowledge. My knowledge.
Your money? Yes, I can see
my
money.
My knowledge of Star Wars. Do you have this? No, exactly.
Cool. I'm glad you went to Dollarama.
I know
James,
this was Walmart. Walmart.
Here's the important thing. Do you say Dollarama or do you say Dollarama? Rama, thank you. I heard that this is like a point of contention.
Who the hell says Rama? Heidi's like,
know.
what are you a Booters talking about?
Booters. It's a dollar store here. Anyways.
Which is, by the way, Walmart's #1 competitor in Canada is a dollar store. So let's just let everybody watching who's not from Canada understand that. Or a dollar store. There's nothing for $1 there, but those are our two major retail stores.
I like Dollar General.
Yeah,
but
exactly
you have Target and other things.
Dollar Tree, it's like that vibe. Yeah.
But we have Walmart and Dollarama, or Canadian Tire, I guess, which sells Dollarama stuff for twice as much. What was that, Heidi?
What happened to Zellers?
Oh, it's long gone.
It was dying, and then Target bought it out, or Target bought it out, and then Target didn't know how to do conversion into metric or something, whatever it was, and we have Walmart and Dollarama now. I don't know. I don't know what happens, and if it's not either one of those, it's Amazon. It's just like,
anywho, back to the initial question. Yeah, I think the teaser trailer was good. I could just watch a movie with puppets, as I've already mentioned. The Muppets. I'm in. I think it's great. I'm desperate for another trailer just because to make things more exciting. But at the same note, as James and I always say, it's like, wow, like you sold us. We don't need to see a trailer, but it would be very exciting to see something soon.
I thought James needs to see a trailer because he says he doesn't believe a movie's coming out until he sees a trailer.
No, I don't believe in Star Wars movies. I don't believe in Star Wars movies. I do believe in Starfighter because of Sean Levy. And I believe in Mandalorian and Grogu because of Jon Favreau. They get things done. Anything else, I don't buy. I don't believe we're going to talk about Ryan Johnson soon, but shocker of all shockers. Look, I thought this trailer was fantastic. You know what I've realized my newest pet peeve and what I cannot stand on TikTok and Instagram and all that is now? These 19 to 20-year-old film historians who talk about why we don't like how movies look nowadays. And look, I admit it. I do not like the way movies look nowadays, but I don't need some like I just finished my first semester of film school to explain to me why a movie looks the way it does. Like, let's go and watch a movie to base it on it. And sometimes, some movies have to look a certain way to do it. And I saw somebody else complain that Obi-Wan didn't look as good as Andor, the show. By the way, Andor triple the budget of Obi-Wan. Like, we don't pay attention. We don't know how things work, but we're all scholars on the topic. So but what I hate though is that the Mandalorian trailer comes out. Yeah, it looked like the Mandalorian, but that's what it is. And then people are complaining that it looks like the Mandalorian, and then I have to watch these stupid reels about people being uneducated on why it looks the way it does. Because it cost $100 million, and they're shooting on all these different planets. They're not going to actual different planets. They don't have the budget. This movie had less of a budget than Andor season 1 and 2. Not combined. Like, separated those. Like, each one of those seasons had a bigger budget than this motion picture. So it is what it is. I think it looks fine. I think it's going to be fun. I love these characters. Jon Favreau also said, and let me know your thoughts on this, Brock, I'll start with you, that this actually isn't what season 4 was going to be. Now, we'll take this with a grain of salt. This is what he says, though. And he says he still has season 4 written, ready to go if that's the direction they decide to go. So what are your thoughts on that? Would you be down for that, or do you think they should just stick to movies?
6 seasons of the movies. Let's go.
Great.
I think I've said it before, is like, if you did a 4th season Mandalorian, even though it sort of seems like you're done with Mandalorian as a show, I wouldn't be mad. I'm in. Yeah, I mean, I've always had the thought that, like, it's the Mandalorian. It doesn't have to be a specific Mandalorian. It just has to be the Mandalorian. It can be, you could do a hard turn and change it up. Hey, what's his face? I was going to say Michael Scott, but that's not his name. Steve Carell left The Office, and they went for 2 more seasons. It was still The Office, it's just a different boss.
And they weren't as good, but they were not terrible seasons at all.
I loved all. Honestly, I think I like every season of The Office except for the first one, because they were still figuring it out in the first one.
Same with Parks and Rec. The first season, you're like, second season, you're like, this is the greatest show ever.
Hey, remember that one dude that was like a main character and they got rid of?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see a reason to stifle any creativity at Lucasfilm or Disney. Like, just do it. Who cares?
Yeah.
That being said, I have not finished watching what do you call it? Disney Visions, or sorry, Star Wars Visions season 3. I don't know what it is. I have just forgotten Disney Plus, and I'm like, I gotta get back in. I love.
It's because you've been watching nonstop Stranger Things.
That is actually true. So in a sense, I'm supporting them because Sean Levy's all over that show.
Yeah, he's a big deal. Yeah.
The beauty of the Mandalorian. I mean, the 2 stars you have. I mean, yeah, it's Pedro Pascal, but it's mostly Pedro Pascal's voice. So if he decides to leave, oh no, Din Djarin had an accident, his voice is affected. Exactly. Or you have Grogu, which is a puppet.
It's true. That doesn't talk. I mean,
Grogu is probably the biggest star of the show, and he's not going to walk off for money because he's just a puppet.
I agree. But it's like,
I mean, really, Brendan Wayne's the star of the show.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like the whole Robert Downey Jr. is leaving, so Iron Man has to die. It's like, he doesn't have to die. You just don't see his face and you don't hear his voice in a normal way. Like, it just sort of you gotta still add the character, but no, it has to be that person or whatever. I get it, but we'll see. I mean, I would love to see more Boba Fett in there. I would love to see more. Oh gosh, what's Katie Sackhoff's character? Bo-Katan. Those are all cool characters. Heck, throw a Sabine in there. Why not? Try to explain what happens in Ahsoka.
Well, I have a question. Like, The Mandalorian, as cool as it was redoing Mark Hamill's face to be Luke Skywalker at the end of season 2, would you have been perfectly happy if we hadn't shown his face because we knew he was Luke Skywalker?
That's a good question. I think the excitement it creates when you see him is like, yeah, because like I don't know about you two, but like you see that X-wing fly in, you're like, no way, no way. You're like, no, no. So I think like him appearing, regardless of it's CG or not, is just like, wow. It doesn't change the show, but it's
Right.
sort of like, oh, it's it's on par with like Vader, the hallway scene in Rogue One with Vader. Even though we see Darth Vader several times, it's like that scene and Luke coming through that door is like it's very like those moments are like where you can still bring our old characters in, but like it's not the main focus. So it's like I think it could have worked. But it's like now that we've opened Pandora's box, I'm like, oh my god, young Mark Hamill alive again. It's just like can't go back. But I don't know. What do you think, Heidi? Like it's just a really good question.
I mean, I was shocked because I thought maybe they would do something with Sebastian Stan, but that would be like the series finale.
Yes.
And I'm sitting here watching this, and as soon as I saw the X-wing fly in and Grogu's ears pop up, I knew who it was, and I'm thinking, how are they going to do this? And I remember thinking, even if they don't show his face, the fact that I know Luke Skywalker is awesome. I will say that the CGI Luke was just the cherry on top. You can argue how good it was or not, but I'm just saying, if I hadn't gotten that, because I didn't know if they were going there, if I had just gotten just them, kind of like, I don't know the word I'm trying to look for. The impression that it's him, not actually showing him, I would have been happy with it.
Green lightsaber. That's all you need.
Yeah.
Dark figure, green lightsaber, and you're like, yeah, that's Luke. What do you think, James?
I was surprised when they showed his face. But it doesn't bother me anymore. Like these things don't, like, whether they look real don't bother me anymore. But I was surprised when they showed his face. But I mean, that's one of the best moments in Star Wars, is it not? Like it's like Disney, Lucasfilm, George Lucas, Steven Spielberg. Who cares? Like it's just up there. Like it's such a great moment. And the thing is that it's earned. I feel like it's like the show was the end of 2 seasons, and they were on this journey for 2 seasons, and we got that moment, and everybody involved earned us to get there. And I think that's why it works so well. Is like you're like, oh, like they did it right, and I think it was great, and I'm glad we saw his face.
No,
I think it adds.
No, I was just gonna say I'm glad we saw his face too. I'm just saying, if we hadn't seen his face, I wouldn't have been disappointed. Looking back,
No. And my point is, I wouldn't be, but I think I'm glad we did, though, because I think it makes it that much stronger in that Grogu, the pass off between Din and Luke, like the Grogu pass off, I think is stronger because we see his face. I think it still would have worked had we not, like green lightsaber, like Brock said, that's enough. But I think for that moment to be as impactful as it is with Din giving up his son, I think it works better that we see Luke's face.
See, I think that was almost a perfect episode, because I'm not one of these people who has to say, oh, we have to have a all-girl team invade this ship. But they had an all-girl team invade this ship, and it worked. Usually when they try that, it doesn't work. It just looks like an obvious pandering.
Like in the Avengers. Which Avengers was that one? They're like, girls, team up.
The Marvels?
No, it was Avengers, I think Endgame, maybe Infinity. It was one of those two.
Oh, yeah.
They all just like, you're like, and then they like pose. You're like, what is happening here? But you're right, though. And you know what's funny, though, Heidi, is no one, from what I can tell, I'm sure they will now, but like, I've never seen anyone complain about that girl moment either. Like, no one's ever brought it. I never even realized it till you just said it, I don't think. Like, it just doesn't cross your mind because it's done so well, and everything about it, including that Luke thing, like I said, is everything in that moment is earned. I think the whole season was very much earned. And I think like I like season 3 more than most people, but I think that might even be the problem with season 3 is it almost doesn't feel as earned as season 2. Whereas Bo-Katan, you're with her journey in season 2, but then she's almost a co-lead in 3, and maybe you feel like that's not what we signed up for. I don't the season doesn't bother me like most people, so it could be that, but that ending is so well earned from the whole 2 seasons combined that everything just works.
But going back to your saying before, it's called The Mandalorian. It's not called Din Djarin. So was it really that infuriating that she took a little bit more of the lead in season 3?
Apparently, I just saw somebody commented on it today. So like, they're still bitter. Look, I think though the Mandalorian name, it was Din Djarin because I think Jon Favreau said he is the man. Like he said it several times that he is the Mandalorian, the namesake of it. So I guess as seasons go on, he doesn't have to be. But I think the initial intent was he is the man. I mean, he's Mando. That's what Grief Karga, R.I.P. calls him. Right? Hey, Mando! I'm going to miss that in the movie.
Anywho, what was the initial question on this one?
Why is it going to make $1 billion?
Oh, yeah.
I know, it's just talking about Mando. I'm excited for it because I think Heidi, you went to the theater and you saw a standee for it. So the marketing is starting to ramp up in theaters.
Yeah.
Brock, I'd ask you if you saw a standee when you went to the theater, but you've only been watching Stranger Things. Are you going to see Stranger Things in the theater? Is that playing?
I was like, maybe.
Is it playing?
Why? I haven't seen it play anywhere, or at least I only checked the theater I like to go to, so I'm not against it. It's on the calendar. Like,
for the length. For the length, that's something I would consider. I think it would look really good.
It's a freaking movie. Like,
no, but when they're like, watch this half-hour episode, I'm like, why would I go to the theater to watch a half-hour episode of that? No, that would be that'd be cool.
So,
strawberry waffles on that show or something.
It's just
Eggos.
She just eats
Eggos.
Period.
Spoilers.
But you probably see like people are putting strawberries on it to make it look like the Demogorgon from like the villain.
No, because here we got pink Eggos.
Yeah, you guys, I'm telling you. I remember when we went to Star Wars Celebration 400 years ago in Fantasia's like, I got to find the weirdest Pop-Tart flavors. And he got root beer and orange crush. And I'm like, what is happening? What are you guys doing down there? Like, and your Fruit Loops are like toxic, apparently. I was like, what? I mean, I want to be a superhero, so I'd eat them. But I don't understand what's going on, man. Our Fruit Loops are like brown.
I don't know. And they're made here. That's what's funny.
I know. Don't tell people that. Otherwise, they won't serve it in hotels anymore.
Well, I have JFK Jr. to fix that, I guess.
So Starfighter's coming out in 2 years. We've seen more images of that than we have Mandalorian and Grogu for the most part. I already said I think that movie is coming. I think it's going to be a serviceable movie. I don't think it's going to be groundbreaking. I don't think it's going to divide the fan base like The Last Jedi. But I think it has the potential, based on Sean Levy alone, the potential to be as enjoyable in the theater as Force Awakens was when it was first released. Now, whatever people think of Force Awakens now is whatever. But that movie is just entertaining. It puts a smile on your face. The nostalgia. I don't think it'll be as nostalgia bait as Force Awakens in a lot of ways, but I think it'll be like entertaining. You'll be like, oh yeah, this is why I like Star Wars. I think it has the potential to be that. Brock, what do you think of it?
We don't know anything about this movie outside of like Sean Levy and Ryan Reynolds, Ryan Gosling like to take pictures together. It's like that could have been anywhere. That could have been a vacation. It's like, hey, just bring those gloves. Yeah. Like it's just like it could be anything. So it's just like I'm optimistic. Like I don't think Ryan Gosling's like, yeah, let's just maybe make this movie. Like no, let's make this movie. As if like I know that Ryan Gosling has any actual power on anything. But yeah, like I think you're right. Like Sean Levy is he gets things done. It seems like he's very busy. He's on a lot of different projects, so it's like I think this movie could be good. I mean, we don't know what it's about. So it's like, I mean, it's a starfighter. Like, there's probably a force user in it. Hooray. Like, it's just like, it's going to be a Star Wars film. That's all we know. And that could mean anything. Like, Grogu could be in it for all we know. We have no idea. Possible? Or is it before? I can never remember the order.
It's after. It's after. Heidi, before I go to you, I will say this. There was, earlier this week, there was an interview with Sean Levy on the business podcast with Kim Masters, and Levy said that there is no mandate or interference other than the constant encouragement, make this new. He said, and that's the truth. Every time I've asked, should I use this character that was maybe in a movie? Every time it's, you know what? People have seen that, do something new. He also said, so far I've had more freedom on this movie. It's equal to any other movie I've made, including the original movies like Free Guy and The Adam Project, where it was based on the legacy. So far, it's very, very liberating. So it sounds like we're not going to get any or many legacy characters in it. I would suspect like E-tier character, like aliens and stuff appearing, but it sounds like no Grogu. So Heidi, your thoughts on Starfighter?
I mean, people forget the most exciting part about A New Hope, or when it was originally called the Star Wars. The most exciting part was not the lightsaber battle. In fact, the lightsaber battle was pretty lame. If you think about it. The most exciting part was Luke Skywalker and his starfighter blowing up the Death Star.
Yeah.
And it copied like old 1930s, 1940s dogfight pictures.
Uh-huh.
In fact, I think he did an overlay on another movie to get the same effects. So, I mean, or maybe not an overlay, but he copied visually a movie from 1940s of a dogfight.
Yeah.
So I think just a movie about starfighters, I think could be very exciting. It doesn't always have to be about Jedi. I mean, yeah, The Mandalorian has Grogu, but The Mandalorian really isn't about the Jedi. It's about the Mandalorians, and Andor hardly had no Jedi in it, and maybe some Force healer. But other than that, you can have good Star Wars. It doesn't have to have Jedi in it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Andor, when does Jedi show up in Andor? Not first.
No, there's no. It's just the Force healer at the is that the last episode or second last episode? It's really late on.
I think it's
it was the last three.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree. It's like it doesn't have to be just about the Force. It's like that. You can call it like they call it a religion, sort of like offhand, but it's just like it can still exist. It doesn't need to be on the forefront. So it's like I agree, Heidi. It's like just give us people in ships shooting around and zip zapping and all that jazz. Like I'm in.
I mean, one of the most exciting parts, Darth Vader is about to blast Luke Skywalker right out of the sky, not knowing that's his son. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Han Solo knocks Vader's ship off course, and he's like twirling around in space.
Yeah, it's a great point. And you know what? Yeah, as long as the Force exists in the universe of the movie, it's Star Wars, right? Like, does anyone in Andor say, "May the Force be with you"? Andor, Rogue One, Jin says it. May the Force be with us.
Bale says it.
Bale says it. Yeah, so it's there, right? It's the idea has to exist, and the faith within what it could represent doesn't have to be like at the forefront, but you should feel it at some level. Like there is some mystic, because you don't need it, but it is part of Star Wars, and what makes Star Wars is that aspect. And so like acknowledging it, like as little as Andor did, and you know where it fits, right? But Andor also has the benefit of the Empire, which makes a very Star Wars feeling as well. The rebellion and the Empire. Whereas Starfighter,
Yeah.
I like that's what makes it exciting to see though. Is like what is going to make this feel like Star Wars? Like what is the aspect of this? And it's probably going to be a Jedi. Let's be real. But like, what is it going to be?
Something I want to point out at the end of Skeleton Crew. Most of the Skeleton Crew, the character Wim wanted to be a Jedi, but by the end of the movie, he decides he wants to be. I mean, he doesn't say it, but you can tell his reverence for the X-wings that he now wants to be a starfighter pilot.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So I think that, in a way, maybe is leading to something.
Yeah.
Since we're not going to get a season 2 of Skeleton Crew.
I was going to talk a little bit of Skeleton Crew because I was just thinking about it earlier because I was like, you know what I miss? Skeleton Crew. Stranger Things can fill that void, I suppose, because they're very kid centric, I guess, but they're very different. But Skeleton Crew was just such a fun show.
Yeah.
Just like it was like, somebody was saying like, oh man, every Star Wars needs to be like Andor. I'm like, but then you don't get Skeleton Crew. And it's like, I love Andor, and if you made everyone like Andor, I wouldn't complain. But I feel like a big chunk of Star Wars still, like, it's so much, like, that's the one where you're like, Andor is where you're like, oh yeah, you can tell really good stories. And Skeleton Crew is like, oh yeah, and you can have a lot of fun also with doing it. Like Wim, you brought up Wim when he picks up the lightsaber, and we're all expecting the big heroic moment, and he ignites it upside down and it hits the ground. I'm like, yeah, that's like, it's so good. And I mean, you put in Jude Law who can act, and like it's just like, and Neil, what a great show that was. And it was nominated for a bunch of some award earlier a few days ago, but like it's kid Emmys or something. I don't know what that was, but like I think Skeleton Crew is the most underrated Star Wars project going.
Yeah.
Skeleton Crew is a bunch of kids who are Star Wars fans who end up in a Star Wars series.
Uh-huh. Oh yeah, they watch it, don't they? They watch the Jedi Tales.
Star Wars is a thing where it's like you enter into some part of it and it's like it feels lived in, right? It's just like, even though we've never seen the suburbs that we see in the Skeleton Crew at the beginning, it's like you figure it out really quick. You're like, oh, okay, so like they live in houses that kind of look like any neighborhood you've ever seen, and then there's like their neighbors walking their weird thing that's supposed to be a dog, or there's someone mowing the lawn. But you're like, I understand that's like a world I live in, but this is what it would be like if it was in the Star Wars universe. Like, oh, that's cool. And then you're like, oh, but also there's a buried ship under there. Like, oh, I understand that. Like, that's like the Goonies, or that's like Stranger Things, or that's like anything basically from the 80s, 90s for kids. It's like, yeah, I understand that. So that's what Star Wars in general is. It's just like, it puts you in a story and you try to figure it out. And I think with Star Wars, it's like, you kind of figure it out like really quick. I can't think of a situation where Star Wars you're like, okay, I get it. And maybe it's just like, well, it's a sci-fi movie. It's like things will look kind of like our world, but kind of different and advanced and strange. So it's like, I think that is what makes Star Wars. You kind of get thrown into a thing and you're slowly putting it together. Not like it's a mystery, but you're like, okay, I understand. They're like they're in the desert, but like, oh look, there's a town and that there's a bar and it's full of aliens. But it's like they're like, up to no good because it's like shady. So it's like you can figure it out and then you just go along for the ride. I think that's all any Star Wars projects needs. Is that feeling of it exists and it's lived in,
Well, I mean,
absolutely.
The books in Star Wars, they differ age groups. You got stuff for little kids.
Yeah.
You got stuff. I think there was a book called Queen of the Empire.
Yes.
And I think it was for like preteens or something.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
I mean, there's different age groups in the book. So why can't you have different age groups in movies and TV series?
Which seemed like the path they were going on when they first got this whole Star Wars thing. Was they were like, everything's connected. I remember everything was connected. You're going to get this and that, and then they kind of deviated from that. And I say this all the time though. I miss the tie-in books, even though I didn't read all of them. Remember, like The Force Awakens and even Last Jedi, they come out and they're like, "Here's a bazillion books. Yeah. The road to this, the road to that," and it was exciting and it was fun. And they just gave it all up. Like I think it would do them well and maybe their marketing says otherwise. But if before Starfighter comes out, we got a couple books about Ryan Gosling's character.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be what the movie is. Just his here's an adventure this guy wants, just a little bit. And so the diehard fans, because the casual fans aren't going to read it. Like the general audiences in the theater aren't going to read it. But it's going to get hype up from the fans. Like, oh man, this is exciting. He did this. And you could do that. And then that's where you can also do your what's it called? What does everybody hate? Fan service, right? You could do fan service in books. He was on a mission for a hut, and he did this for the, you could do all that in a book, and people would be like, and one book, Brock, that I know you were a big fan of was Catalyst for the Rogue One book before that. Like just things like that. I think Star Wars is missing that. I don't think a lot of their books, I think the High Republic didn't end up doing too well in book sales, I believe. I think they're they have cold feet now on stuff, but also I just throw a couple of books out there. Don't publish 1 billion of them. Publish don't do 100,000 books that are 4 pages long about TRX 288 or whatever. I just think it would do them well to do a little bit of backstory work on some of the characters, not all of them, obviously, and just give us something to chew on before we see the movie.
Just think it out, it's
oh yeah.
The first tier of the High Republic books where it's okay, this is what we're talking about. You do this book, and you do this book, and you do this book, and these are the characters. This is where you're gonna go, and this is where you go, and this is where we're gonna end. It's cool. Let's do wave 2. It's okay, it's 100 years before all that. I'm but why? I mean, it kind of worked, but it's also but wait, why? And then I feel like they banked too much on the Acolyte being some kind of success that would prompt having all of these books be relevant. It's but the Acolyte happens 100 years after all these characters. It's there's a character in it that's from the book that is older now. It's just that's cool, but that's not gonna get people reading that book series. And then the Acolyte does what the Acolyte does. It's it just seems strange. that young Jedi adventure on the cartoon, whatever it's called. It's they're in that era as well, but you don't think about it because you're that there's nobody saying this is High Republic era, but they're wearing the High Republic getup that you see on the covers of all those books. It's just okay, that's great. It's you can work it all together. You don't have to pound it in people's face, but it's just but anyways, I think that has been the issue of the Disney era of Star Wars. It's they don't seem to plan things out, and they're just a little too reactionary on things.
Yeah,
very reactionary. Sorry, Heidi.
No, I was gonna say that's Disney's problem. They don't listen to what fans want. They only listen to what fans don't want after the fact.
That's that's interesting. That is, yes.
Yeah. Sebastian Stan as Luke Skywalker isn't a bad idea. I mean, the CG got better when we see him again, but it's that's not a bad idea.
Especially if you want to keep going with the character and the actor's I'll play it. That's because I wasn't really into it, honestly. I was oh, why? But then, if you're bringing him back and you're going to bring him back, at that point, then maybe you find somebody, and if it's Sebastian Stan or not, but somebody. Yeah. But that's a great point that you just made. And they shouldn't listen to fans, but then you shouldn't listen to them on the other time either. You should just stick. And that brings up the point of Obi-Wan Kenobi, Book of Boba Fett, where they had good viewership numbers on Disney Plus. The reviews weren't very kind to them, and fans online are kicking and screaming as people online do. And now they're no season 2 of these shows. No more. But the numbers were there, and they're listening to the wrong things. It's no, if you do a second season, Boba Fett, I think, might be different. You'd have to figure that out. Because I think Boba Fett's story has ended 3 times now. I think we're you know what I mean? I actually am one of the 7 people that like Book of Boba Fett, but I'm we're good. But Obi-Wan, you could do 1 billion, and I don't even want Obi-Wan. I never wanted it, but you could do a bazillion stories of Obi-Wan on the desert doing whatever, and people will be you know what? Yeah, I'll still give it a shot. They're going to give it a shot until you screw up way too many times. They're going to come back for Obi-Wan, but for some reason they're whoa. whoa, it's like, yeah, you made it like the Reva show, and you made the Grand Inquisitor look like he's like, you didn't. Why would like you have designs and you change the designs to look, and maybe you spend the Andor money on Obi-Wan and you get better results from it. I don't know, but I just think Heidi was dead on there, where they listen to the fans, complaining, but not the fans what they want. And if you don't listen to what the fans want, then don't listen to what the fans don't want.
Mm-hmm.
See, I want a bridge between Return of the Jedi and Force Awakens.
Yeah.
I know there are people who are going to disagree with me. Don't retcon the sequels, pretend they don't exist. If there's a problem with them, make them better, like the Clone Wars did for, or Rebels did for the prequels.
Mm-hmm. Completely agree, and you could do that. Like they have like George Lucas had to wait 20 years to fix things in the originals to make things like, and then whatever, and then 10 years for the Clone Wars or whatever. But like Disney can do it right now. Lucasfilm can do it right now. They can be like, we could tell a story, and they were kind of doing that in one of the seasons of Mandalorian. Where you're like, oh, we're gonna get Snoke info, and then they're like, nah, the Rise of Skywalker didn't do the numbers we wanted. We're not gonna touch that anymore. You're like, come on. Like you could do that. You can make, you can make these movies, have your plot holes that you have or your weak links or whatever, and then go back and flesh them out on Disney Plus. That's what Disney Plus should be used for, is just fleshing out the little things that you're like, I wish I had more info on that. Here is a 6-episode series about X. And you're like, oh, perfect. That's what I want.
Yeah, I don't know. It's you easily could do it. It's I think like when Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. came out on TV, like right at the beginning of that first phase of Marvel, we're like, oh, this would be cool. They could do this and this and this. And then they didn't do anything. They're like, we kind of occasionally mention it, but we're a totally different thing. And then we will go off the deep end. You're like,
yeah,
cool. I don't know. But Disney Plus is a missed opportunity. And it doesn't make any sense. Like, it's just sort of, I mean, we've said this over and over again in the last 5 years. It's like, why aren't you, like, you're Disney. Like, just make more stuff. Who cares? Just make it. I don't know. I get it. Maybe there's an oversaturation, but it's just like.
But, okay, to the oversaturation point, though, if it is to flesh things out, is that still oversaturation, or is that just storytelling? Like, there's definitely two ends to that, right?
Yeah. I don't know, because I watch everything. So it's just like, I'm not the person to ask. Like, there is a few, like I said, I haven't finished watching Visions, but like, I will at some point. I haven't watched Marvel Zombies yet. I will. It's just like, that's just a part of my life being the way it is. It's just sort of like, but like, for the most part, I go see all these movies and watch all these shows. Like, I don't know. I think it goes back to what Heidi said. It's just like, we're listening to the people who complain, but we're listening to the wrong, or not we're not doing anything. It's like Disney is listening to the wrong part of the sentence. Like, you're missing the point. You're just hearing the screaming. And
the screaming are from like 40 to 50-year-old men online. It's like, chill out, man. Like, that's, that's dead on right there. But I think oversaturation is definitely, and fatigue, as they say in superhero lingo, I think it's real. I do. And I think it has been. But I think if you have one or two products a year on, I don't know what products, but a film and a TV show or whatever, and then you're like, okay, and now you know that little bit that you watched last year, here's a little 5-episode story on how this developed. I don't know if that's oversaturation, because it feels like a part of what you got. Whereas if you're just like, and now here's a spin-off of a spin-off, you're like, that's tiring. But if it's something that works within the story on a smaller scale, like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., for all the problems it might have had, nobody said that was oversaturation of the Marvel product. Yeah. Right? Like, no one claimed that was oversaturating it. So why can't you do something like that on Disney Plus? And I think Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. suffered a few problems, but one of them was it was the first one out of the gate, and it didn't quite understand what it was or know how to do it. And I don't think they had, and I don't think also, if I'm correct, they had the rights to do everything they wanted to do. I think there was some issues there. But like, so they were the first ones out of the gate, so I'll give them a little bit of a pass and stuff. But like now you have an understanding. You can be like, hey, you know what'd be cool? Rangers of the New Republic.
Yeah.
These shows that just like that's not oversaturating because you're not giving us main. That's the thing, Brock and Heidi, is don't give us main characters on the Disney Plus shows. Just give us side stories. Give us the novels we read in the 90s on TV. Then you don't really risk oversaturation because now we're not like, oh man, I got to go watch a Mandalorian and Grogu movie. I just watched them on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Well, I'm hoping Ahsoka helps bridge the gap with the Thrawn story.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely. I hope the second season turns out to be something worthwhile. Not that, like, no disrespect to Ahsoka. It was there. It just wasn't like, it's like you had all the ingredients, but you just didn't put the pie in the oven. You just didn't put it in the oven. Or you didn't turn the oven on. It's like you just missed a step. It's like the Friends episode where Rachel puts a shepherd's pie in the middle of a trifle because the pages got all the good stuff. It's like you missed something. You missed a step. Like, I don't know.
Gotta tell you, Brock, I've only seen part of the first season of Friends.
I know. Every time.
Don't get your reference.
And you only watched the first and last episode of Lost. Yes.
I think I saw the first 2 episodes of Lost.
Oh, it changes.
But after no, I think it was like maybe 1.5. It was on Netflix.
Yeah.
It just kind of went. I don't know how many I watched. I did watch the last episode of Lost though, and I understood it better than Rob, who watched every episode of Lost. So I was like, oh.
Anywho.
You were talking about how in The Mandalorian we thought we were learning about how they were creating Snoke.
Yeah.
And then it turned out no, they were making and I thought this was disappointing. Moff Gideon was just making clones of himself to be force sensitive, and I found that a little disappointing.
And it could so worked still, you know what I mean? Like, It's like, I'm cloning because that guy was cloning and I found his thing. It's just like, it's right there. You could have kept talking about it. Even if it was like Snoke for like 2 seconds, but you're just like, this is how they did. And you're like, oh, that's fun. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, but there's no more fun.
No more fun.
The internet has taken our fun and thrown it in the trash.
Okay.
So what I want to know is this: how did Moff Gideon figure it out, but Palpatine didn't?
Good question.
It was the Force. I think it was the Force aspect of it is what he couldn't figure out.
I would love to hear the story. It would actually make like Return of Rise of Skywalker. Return of the Mac. Rise of Skywalker make a little bit more sense. You're like, well, why did you make this? It's like, what?
The problem, Brock, is then they have to think about it, and just nobody wants to think. They just want to put things on the screen, and they just want to react. And all right, speaking of that, The Last Jedi was a movie that I think was universally loved by everybody, and really nobody hated it. Just before that movie came out, Rian Johnson was announced to get a Star Wars trilogy. We were all very excited about it. And we talked about it. And then eventually we were like, it's never going to happen. Well, it turns out it's never going to happen. I guess it's been officially shelved. It's been 8
you know
years.
what? That gives time for Kevin Feige to make his Star Wars movie.
No, I think that was also official. That was gone a while ago. Rian Johnson not getting a Star Wars trilogy. I'll say 2 things to this, and then I'll pass it off to you, Brock, and then Heidi. I will say, I think he would have done a better job with his own characters and his own Star Wars story than he did. Hold on, I'm making this sound different than I want to. I think he would have done a really good job with his own characters in the Star Wars universe than what we got with The Last Jedi, where a lot of people were not happy with how he utilized the characters that we all grew up with. Whether or not that's my opinion, I'm not going to talk about that today, and I don't want to hear anybody else's either. I do not care. Because that movie is 8 years old and we're not going to have that argument. But I think he would have done a really good job with his own. But at the same time, after what happened with The Last Jedi, why would he want to come back? Why would Lucasfilm want him back? Why would he want to come back? He's having success with Knives Out. He'll probably be able to do whatever he wants to do for Netflix for the next 5, 10, 15 years. So why would he want to come back? Lucasfilm, with what happened with last year, why would they even want him back? Also, like, you got Sean Levy, who was just, I think, just like, you said Stranger Things, Big Fat Liar, the greatest movie ever made. Like, he is damage control of a director. Deadpool and Wolverine, get him in here. You can't screw it up. He knows how to make accessible films. And so I think they're going the right direction there. And I think Rian Johnson's going the right direction. So I think he would have done I think he would have made a really strong trilogy. I think a lot of fans that didn't like Last Jedi probably would have liked it. They wouldn't allow themselves to, but I think it would have been good. But I think it makes sense for both parties to not do it. Brock?
It's just like you could say a lot of things. Oh, wouldn't it be crazy if like Al Pacino was Harrison Ford and who is it? Fincher that was supposed to do Star Wars, like Return of the Jedi? Was it Fincher? Or
no, he worked on Return of the Jedi. It was Lynch. David Lynch was offered it. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's just like, who cares? It's like, and also, what's his face? What They Do in the Shadows and Thor Ragnarok.
Taika Waititi. His movie's still happening, Brock. His movie is still happening.
Sure it is.
They haven't. How dare you? How dare you?
It's like, I mean, I don't mean to be that guy, but it's like, it comes down to, until we see a trailer, I don't believe it. And it's just like, Starfighter is probably going to happen, but like, still, we don't got anything. But we also live in a world where we almost know nothing about Mandalorian Grogu. It's just like, okay, and it comes out in 4 months. Oh, cool. Yep. I'm psyched. I hope this episode is ruined and I'm wrong and a trailer comes out. So,
yeah, that would be. You know what? That's a good problem to have.
Yeah, it's a really good problem.
Heidi?
I mean, here's a story I remember. George Lucas wanted to make Flash Gordon, and he couldn't get the rights to it, so he made his own trilogy. So maybe that's what Rian Johnson needs to do. He needs to make his own space opera.
Yeah.
That might be interesting.
Well, he made Looper was a damn good movie. I don't care. Yeah. It's not space opera, but it's sci-fi and damn good movie. Yeah, it is what it is. We don't have to talk about The Acolyte because how do you like The Acolyte?
Yeah, I like The Acolyte.
You like it. Brock, you were like meh on it, or?
I liked where it could have gone. I liked the world it created. Again, it's kind of like, what did I say? Oh, Ahsoka. We're just like, I feel like we're missing an episode or a piece of it feels like broken telephone.
The Acolyte had stuff that was great.
Yes.
And it also had stuff that was like, eh.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are things on The Acolyte that I'm like, that would have been nice, or that was good. And then they just were like, we won't focus on that right now. We're going to focus on it's like,
yeah.
And what I liked about it, what they were pulling off was what we were told it was. Like when it was what we told, we were like, it's working. And it was the other stuff around it that just, for me, just didn't, it didn't hit for me. It wasn't my favorite Star Wars show. Maybe it was my least favorite, maybe not. Whatever, semantics. But I don't regret watching it at the end of the day. It's like, whatever. It was an hour, 30 minutes of my day for how many weeks? 6-8 weeks or whatever.
Yeah.
My biggest complaint is it would be like, okay, I'm going to tell you the truth. And it's right before he's about to tell whatever, there would always be like an emergency happening. They could never.
Yes, that's right. Oh my God, that was terrible. Or the amount of time it took to fly to other planets was like half a second. Like we're gonna go across the universe. Boom, we're there. You're like, what happened? Yeah, it had some weird issues, but you know what? I loved the Yoda cameo at the end.
I will say I think that was the best lightsaber fights.
Yes, absolutely. Like, that's the thing. It's like, that's exactly what we've been chomping at the bit for, but it's just like, it can't just be that, But it's like Solo. Solo isn't perfect, but there are things in it where oh, Kira and Darth Maul? When are we going to hear about that? It's like,
oh my
God.
Because they react to everything, right? Because again, the takeaway they take from that is like, nobody wants to see a young Han Solo. Yeah, that's probably a part of it, but also if maybe I think Solo though, if Solo had the cinematography of Andor, I think it would have done a little bit better. I think also they need to put the trailer in front of Last Jedi. There's a lot of things with Solo that went wrong, and I'm like the movie. I like the movie, but the movie is definitely not perfect. It's definitely, it's probably it's on the weaker side, but I do really enjoy it. It has issues, but this has been our Thanksgiving roundtable. We'll wrap it up with that. We won't go into Brock. We'll talk about what she said on another podcast. Heidi, any last thoughts and anything you want to push?
Happy Life Day.
Brock.
No. Listen to the Rebel Scum podcast so you can listen to us say the same things every week until there's new content. Every YouTube, go to the patreon.com/Rebel Scum podcast and support us any way you can. Thanks for joining us. We're thankful for you to be here.
Thanking of you. Thanks for watching, everybody. Heidi and everybody watching, I hope you have a very happy, safe Thanksgiving. You enjoy your feast and all that, and then you don't get stompled on when you go Black Friday shopping.
Oh, I don't go Black Friday shopping.
Our Black Friday shopping here started November 1st. That was week 1 of Black Friday. We don't really have a Black Friday here. Thank you guys for watching. Really appreciate your time. Hit that like button and subscribe. And Brock, you
hit the hype button.
Hype it up. Hype. Brock, you were always scum.
Rebel Scum.
Hey scumbags, thanks for watching. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up on our video. As always, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Rebel Scum Podcast, for all the latest videos.